So currently in Broken Arrow, we have entered another era of where both factions, at least on paper, are pretty similar when it comes to win rate, 49, 50, 50, 49. Both factions are pretty close when it comes to that regard, and this is for like, the majority of people out there. So it's kind of, at the end of the day, whether your team has better units or the better team or whoever decides to play the meta. And speaking of the meta, there are probably two decks right now that the US has that could be played on flanks. One of them being Stryker SOF, and the other is Baltic SOF. And there are a bit of differences here and there, but to me, I still prefer Stryker SOF a little bit more. And you might say, but Corn, Stryker SOF doesn't have any tanks. Like, are you trolling? Or why were you trolling with the deck with no tanks on the flank? And yeah, maybe I am. But, here's the but. It does have a lot of good utility and pretty useful, I would say, things that you could use to your advantage. And sometimes even turn the game around with the game-changing surprise. So, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Not babies and gentlemen, that's kind of weird, but what up, Weebs? Today we have another episode of Heist, and this time, I know that I change my decks a lot. It's always a lot of units here and there. I change them all the time. For example, this time we have the Fighting Falcon on an air-to-air configuration. Just he spots this, spots my Fighting Falcon, so he engages, but he's not really trying to commit as I try to bait him out with the 9 kilometers, only for me to take damage. It's not really a synergized assault, I would assume. And we probably try to take him out here, but we trade evenly. Probably because we're a bit too close. I should have fired a couple of missiles and then ran away. It's partially my bad. But on the bright side of things, our first insertion of 2 RSCs did manage to make it on the ground. This is the CQC variant of the RSCs, and to me, I think, it's kind of up to you, a lot of people have this debate. Guys, do you run standoff or do you run CQC RSC? And it's a really big debate. Of course, if you're playing Baltic SOF, or the softballs, you never have this problem because you can just run Jaegers. It's not even a question. And you just run the CQC RSC. But overall, because it's Stryker SOF, I only have one. And in this scenario, at least in some scenarios, especially against Russia, in my opinion, I would actually run CQC RC, especially in like forced, at least flanks that are really, really far away from my spawn. And it kind of has to do with being able to trap your opponent and wiping out whatever's inside. Obviously, it also backfires. It's the ultimate weakness of the CQC RC. They of course they have a couple AT4s in their pouch, but they can obviously destroy vehicles easily, but when something that's a bit too much rolls in, it is going to get cleared out fairly easily. And today on this flank, I've actually never played on this side of the map before as US, but I must say that it is a pretty big map. This Highway of Death, this is probably the second time we're talking about this map since it's gotten reworked, and this time it's against a bit more, a couple more capable opponents. They're from BA lovers, and my team is like, probably a bit more notorious, but regardless, I think everyone knows each other at this point, and we're just trying to have a good game. So, starting off from this match, I did realize that my teammate, the guy to my right, is doing most of the fight. He's fighting 2 dudes, and then no one's really pushing into me, which is kind of a bad thing for now. That's because I'm not really because I don't have any ground vehicles, I can't really support them. I do see that, I am spotting their deployment, for example, like this MI-24. Unfortunately, the thing just misses, so I have to dodge, but okay, we outrun the missile, which is nice. And then probably just try to establish some recon. That's the main idea of this flank, or this at least what you do on flanks. And that is also kind of a problem with this map, you know. If you look at the map right here, there are so many of these patch of little tree lines where you could hide infantry inside. So I've also noticed this at some point, since I could never really find myself like a point in time where I can actually just like chill and just start defending, because I always know there's just another tree line in front of me and I might just have to push it. And it's to me it's a bit annoying sometimes. And anyways, right now we're just trying to spot what's on the flank. You know, we at least the good thing for us is that we just spotted a small truck heading into here. This helicopter can transport troops, so probably more here. So right now the map is divided here, you know, maybe like that. And for me as a selfish player, or at least you know, what I wanted to do was that I don't like getting flanked. I don't like getting flanked, and I just want to make sure that I piss my opponent off as much as possible. And so in the meantime, the reason why I engaged this Mi-24 before with the STT a couple shots before the killer eggs is because that I wanted him to run away. You know, I wanted him to run away so that my killer eggs, when they start engaging, they can actually they don't have to get shot at. And that kind of wasn't the case because the guy just didn't move his helis, but it's alright, you know, it happened. It's kind of funny. And anyways, right now, pretty sure both sides are trying to set up our own recon, and it's the early phase of the match. 6 minutes have passed still, and we do spot some units here and there. Just gonna really take care of that Corsair really quick. Do spot a Diversanti in the meantime, so unfortunately we do pay the price of 2 killer eggs, but on the bright side we also managed to spot where exactly the Diversantis are. So take care of that BTR MDM. Probably some units inside, but I do want to get rid of that S300 real quick. So we're just gonna quickly run over, have both the MGS in the back fire at that BTRs. Unfortunately, this SAM or this S300 actually did not have radar on, and I couldn't really use the seed missile. So sometimes, you know, having the seed missile does help. I mean, like, not having radar on does help, but on the other hand, sometimes it's just never a good idea to even bomb SAMs. You know, if you spot the SAM already, just use them in MLRS. Don't be that trigger happy. And I make these mistakes every now and then, so I really do think that I could do better sometimes. So in the meantime, right now we do have a couple of skirmishes here and there. Or at least the good news is that we keep spotting our opponent's units. You know, we know sometimes the MGS, ooh, hello, does have the smoke and the APS to help us spot, to kind of block a couple shots, stay alive longer on the field, and then eventually come back and resupply. Right now I'm just kind of just face checking my opponents with an MGS. I know that this Spetsnaz previously only had one guy coming in, like it was only one squad. Maybe he spread them out, I don't know, but at least the second one figured, fucked around and found out that there were a couple more squads down there. So the MGS itself, it is probably a very unique vehicle, you know. It is the kind of vehicle where it is just, it has a small gun, you know, 105, it's not too scary. But on the other hand, it is, against anything that isn't a tank, it's actually pretty impressive. And I want to tell you about it. You know, I want to tell you how robust this thing actually is. We also managed to spot an England team, you know, that's even more fantastic. The more units we clear out here, that we wipe out, the better. And this is something that Russia cannot do. You know, at least playing as Russia, especially on flanks. If you're not playing motorized, which my opponent is, to be honest, but their IVs tend to be a bit more expensive. And the fact that the MGS also perfectly counters the boomerang or any other light vehicle that's not a tank is pretty nice. You know, I get to 2-tap every single one of these IVs as long as they're in range. I have more range on them, and then I still have APS, which their cornets, I mean, they have to stand still for me, for his cornets to hit me. So that gives me a bit more time, you know, if I wanted to get closer into range or to just move out of the way, smoke up, you know. And if he's just standing there, what's stopping me from just blasting him? So, I think it's definitely viable. I mean, MGSs, especially on the flanks, and I highly recommend you trying them out, because oh boy, I've seen people getting ran down by MGS before. People used to complain about bookers. Now it's just, yo, why the hell are MGS so powerful? Like, it's not fair or something like that. It's kind of funny. And right now I'm also making another classic mistake because I haven't done this in so long. It's using HIMARS to try to hit a helicopter. This guy definitely saw it, by the way. At least after the missiles hit. So he just moved out of the way. It's not really because he moved that I didn't kill him. It's the fact that when you laser an MLRS, the missiles try to hit the helicopter instead of so as a result, how about we put it this way, like so it tries to hit the helicopter, but it's not that accurate, you know. It's a missile, so sometimes it flies. I mean, the dispersion doesn't make sure that it's pinpoint accurate. So what happens is that it flies to the left, to the right of it. It's not as accurate as howitzers, and then it kind of misses and it just hits the ground. So that's why sometimes bombing helicopters, or maybe I should try this out. I haven't tested it out in a while, but bombing right beneath the helicopter does ensure that the blast kind of kills it. In the meantime, we're trying to clear out our opponent's units here. We have a bit of... Oh, hello. Found the Diversanti at least. It's great news. And currently this match is kind of a mess. Okay, we just lost 2 RCs. Zig Bomba coming in. And there's 34. Not sure if we get it. We do get it. And we just lose a single squad, which is even better, you know. Like, this guy just spent lots of money on one squad. That's fantastic. And even better, this guy only has infantry, so whatever he tries to do, we can always... Okay, well, I guess he does have like a boomerang in the back, but the boomerang cannot really transport that much infantry. Only 8 guys, same as our Stryker RVs. Sorry, not RVs, but our Dragoons, you know, pretty much the same thing. And I feel like since our squads are bigger, as long as we keep, okay, to put lightly, blobbing, you know, keep placing the squads together, we would be fine. We would be fine, and we would be able to at least push them out. So right now, our second APS is probably going to save us. Gonna smoke that guy out. Well, I guess I don't have any more smokes. The smoke does save me. Wait, am I standoff RC in this match? Because I kind of forgot. I need to check. Let's see next time I select the RC. Ah, there's standoff. Well, that's quite a way to start off my commentary today, as I finally figured out that my RC are in fact standoff. So, you know, I switch to and from every now and then, and that was obviously my mistake, because I looked at them and I'm like, why are they shooting at units so far away? What's happening? And you know, it's so inconsistent for me. My bad. But the good news, you know, the good things about the MGS, sorry, the standoff RC, is that in maps like these, even though you don't really excel in CVC fighting, you do actually manage to like be able to fight from one force to the other one without losing too much range. The downside is that, you know, once I face against a single boomerang, I actually get mowed down to the last man. It's not that fun. So it's kind of like, you know, up to you at the end of the day. You have a bit of oh no, RC. Oh, my Warp Pig too. Yeah, I guess he's going down. No way. Yeah, he's down. Poor man is down. But the good news is that our opponent, who was playing VDV motorized, he only has like the boomerangs. That's the only vehicle he has that actually has APS. and that's the only thing that he can actually at least try to keep his units faster than, or at least as fast as my units. Otherwise, he can only shitbox them, and then the infantry start running around. So as a result, Stryker SOF can always manage to run faster than them. And this is probably going to be the case for like the next 15 minutes. Okay, it's going to be the case for the next 15 minutes. I'm doing absolutely nothing to help my team, but I'm just giving my opponent a bad time, and it's kind of funny because like I definitely how about he put it this way? One of the members on my team, he was notoriously known for not playing the cap. In this game, I'm doing the exact same thing, probably out of spite, but on the other hand, it was in fact one of the first times I had to play this map, and that's a Spetsnaz Grade T, so I'm definitely not surviving that. Yep, need an F-35 to bomb that real quick. And another thing that's good about the flanks is that on these maps, you actually don't have a lot of A, or at least A doesn't cover a lot. You need that ASF in the back, and something that's great about US, at least their planes, is that they are stealthier, and they can spot their opponents sooner. Especially the Su-35s, which are actually a threat to US fighters or USA like bombers. Here, I take out the Kurganets, but unfortunately for me, I forget to go low altitude, or maybe I didn't press it, and then this Sam takes it out. Boom. Quite unlucky, I would say, but then again, like, I do deserve to get punished for it. And so now we're currently reaching the phase where our opponent has decided to stop fighting me on the ground and to just pull out the helicopters. You know, okay, don't even pop smoke here. The Mi-28 is, sometimes when you pop smoke, this thing just one-taps you because it hits so close to you, and then since it's top attack, and because of how much damage it deals, it's just gonna blast you. So what we're trying to do here is, I actually just kind of wanted to push across all the way to, I mean, this is really close to their spawn, let's be honest, but it ended up being what I wanted to do. So I'm just gonna skip here a little bit. I understand that you want to watch some actual soft gameplay, but it is actually quite boring, you know, just me microing a bunch of units on the ground, trying to get my shore into position to snipe. This is a rare use of the MML, you know, could you imagine? But it was only because I didn't have enough points in my support tab that I wanted to use it, so we do take that guy out. After 8 stingers, this thing does shoot much faster, or at least as fast as the Stryker SOF does. And it doesn't need to reload, you know? The only downside is that it cannot fire on the move when its radar is on. So you kind of have to pick, yeah, you have to decide which one you like a bit more. And anyhow, we're trying to kind of push into B, I guess, but in reality, I'm very far away from it. And my teammates have been telling me, Corn, when are you pushing B? I was not pushing for B. I was just trying to mess up my opponent farming KD, but sometimes it's not really working out, and because like I feel like I always have that pressure where I wanted to oh, okay, we even spot the Osa. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was on the flank. Sometimes you have to check every single patch of grass, and that's what's annoying about this map. You know, so many tree lines here and there everywhere. I highly recommend, if you have backline issues with your recon, if you're playing Russia, like as motorized, BDV, both of those specializations have low-flying drones, like the Corsair or something. I forgot the name of it. And they are extremely efficient at scouting like things that are in trees. You know, you could be scouting a sniper squad that's behind you, it could be a vehicle, but as long as you lose that unit, or some things like, okay, it's gonna be like this, you know, it's a cheap 50-60 point unit, and whatever it's gonna be, whether your drone gets shut down, takes damage, or it even spots the unit, you're gonna know something nearby, and you can go check. And there is no way in heck, that your opponent has his entire army in that forest, unless it's like an extremely screwed up situation. So that's why I think myself, you know, I'm using the shadow right now to just spot my backline, flying him around, and making sure that my backline is clean. So that's another thing that would be pretty helpful, at least I think so, when it comes to playing on the flanks. I think that another thing that actually this deck doesn't have is the you know, the recent no afterburner CAS planes. Those planes are something special, you know, those planes, they can kind of just fly around in your backline, and they are extremely effective at just killing, what are they called again? Like helicopters in your backline, like a Comanche? No bueno, actually, that no bueno means something else, my bad. No problem, no problem, oh, there you go. And they can just easily, quickly gun down a Comanche that's in your backline, and it's just so easy to have that thing in your backline. Obviously, it does get sniped by like let's say a Raptor or something, but you know, paying like a plane that costs less than 200 points just to make sure that you don't lose your entire backline is probably a good deal, at least in my, at least I think so. So right now we're spending the last couple minutes trying to clear out the remaining couple like units that are in over here on this side of the highway. We take out that boomerang, and then I think this is the last patch that has some units in it, so just gonna quickly clear that out, and then finally we can push our units at least to the edge of the bridge and maybe into B. I think oh yeah, we actually pushed all the way over there. Spotted some units. MML Stinger scouts to the Comanche. I think it took some damage from their helicopters. And we're still going. We're still going. Yep, we cleared that out. We're just gonna borrow his supplies real quick because I do need a couple. You know, a couple beers. Okay, that's fantastic. Hello, BTR. Might not be okay. It seems that it was empty, so that's good. And right now, even though this is technically their spawn, we do have, yeah, we're just gonna quickly smoke that up. Keep resupplying. Yeah, boy. It feels nice when you steal your opponent's supplies. It's really funny. And he needs to buy his own arty to clear that out, but you know. Right now, as you see, like, someone on my team is not trying to get into any objectives, and as a result, we're one cap down. You see, we're one cap down, and for some reason, I'm in their spawn. I'm in their spawn, and honestly, I have no idea what I was doing. I really should go right, and right now it's just me against a bunch of helis. I'm spotting a bunch of helis, in fact. And not even the mortar could save me this time. Oh, well, maybe the mortar does save it. At least for a little while longer. Okay, you're gonna have to pop that smoke as well. Send these guys back. Okay, turns out my stinger is not in range of anything, so... over here, at least, I can kind of do something about B. And maybe, you know, maybe me doing all this push for 25 minutes is actually gonna start paying off or something. Okay, I see a grad, but unfortunately there was a BTR over here. And he hides right behind the building. So I don't even get the shot off, and maybe I'm going to potentially lose this. Oh, hello. Hello, Gru. Very unfortunate for me, at least. Okay. I was going to use my Raptor for this, but I ran out of fuel. I also had really bad ping here, so... all I can say is unlucky, I suppose. The great news is that for now we're just going to use our charade. We'll in some more units. We even take out an MI-28, which is fantastic. Need to send our units back to resupply, you know, have our shroud units up here rolling. I feel like our opponents, I mean, I'm the only one trying to play the flank here. I'm gonna buy myself a new pack, just to make sure that he doesn't fly any planes in for free. Mel Stinger getting another kill under its belt. And he's gone. Hey, you better run, get out here. Better run. Yeah, I'm just running in with my shroud. I do need, like, sometimes running your shroud in is a pretty bad idea, especially when you don't have smoke or APS. This is the cheapest Stryker shroud, and obviously, yeah, let's pull that guy back. So as a flank player, it is kind of your responsibility to, oh, rip Nasms, to fly ASF, fly seed sometimes. And oh, well, there goes another Stryker. Yeah, but anyways, right now we're kind of coordinating that. Oh, my Raptor. Oh, almost lost my Raptor. Yeah, right now we're kind of thinking about it, you know. My opponent here, I think both of them are motorized. The purple guy and the... Is it the purple guy? Yeah, the VDV motorized, and this guy's playing like guards motorized or something. So it is a really wide flank. And everything here can be easily connected with the highway. So at least my idea this game, even though it's probably not that great, is that I wanted to make sure that I push them across the road so I could use this highway to move my units here and there. And then as a result, I could just keep on shifting my focus and then running away when I can't beat something, and then hitting them hard when something's left unattended to. Even though on paper I am in their spawn, and being in their spawn is a really bad idea. And that's because sometimes, you know, like you just, oh, hello S300. Oh, that guy's 1 HP. And that's a seed missile. Oh. Yeah, anyways, sometimes, like, the reason why it's a really bad idea to be in someone's spawn is because they're just gonna call in reinforcements. And they're just gonna kill, like, everything that you probably just spawned in. You're not gonna have enough time to do that. Unfortunately for us, I don't know if we managed to get the S300. I don't think we do. Nope. Very close, though. Very close. Almost get him. I'm just gonna do my teammate a big favor and just save his CB90 that's stuck in that bush. And this kind of continues, you know. On flanks, it's always a very slow-paced push, because not a lot of things happen. Even with wheeled vehicles, it kind of takes so long just to reach another part of the map. Gonna roll in with the Stryker shroud. This time he has, at least in this match, I have equipped him with the Hellfire missile, so maybe that gets him. Boop. No, no poop. No poop this time. Oh, yes. Yes, poop. And yeah, so right now we're just going to probably... Oh, we do spot something. Oh, hello, Cornet. There we go. So finally managed to get all the way to the ditch, to the highway. And then remaining a bit more than one phase amount of time, we're gonna have to try to hold it. We're gonna have to try to pincer into B, and we're gonna try to win the game. As right now, we are currently down in points for 2 phases in a row, and we better do something about it. Whether it be from the third, you know, like winning back from the third phase, you know, that, okay, MiG-29 baited out 3 of his seed missiles, now only has 1 left. That's his last one, and he's gonna go back home already. And hello, let me just smoke that guy up. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. So even though the Stryker MGS could, on paper, 2-tap a lot of vehicles, including the vehicle I just shot at, the reload time is 7 to 8 seconds, I believe, and it is a long time. Actually, no, it's 7 to 6 seconds. Okay, how about that? And a really bad thing is that in this period of time, you do take way more. You do take a lot of damage, and as a result, yeah, it's not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna survive until then, is it, against an autocannon. So you kind of just want to take a shot and then run away, or maybe smoke up, something like that. And right now, this is probably the furthest I ever got in this match. You know, I'm in his spawn, and my teammates were asking me, "Court, what are you doing in their spawn?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's actually a really, really, really good idea." I do wonder myself too, because right now, I'm doing nothing but just stand jumping on my opponent. My opponent knows I'm like in his face. They can literally nuke me, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. But I just really wanted to do some funny things. Okay, right now, yeah, like these tree lines have proved to be a bit annoying. In the meantime, there's also a T-15, which is actually one of my biggest threats to strikers, because you know that thing, I can't do anything about it, but he can do everything he wants to me about it. Okay, even managed to kill another unit here in the back with the scouts. Yeah, definitely need to do something about missing a couple units. Also, you know, that's just another instance of a T-15 rolling in to kill absolutely everything. Devasanti spotted. Thankfully, the Hellfire managed to do a bit of damage to the my opponents, and yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You know, like the Devasanti, like, well, it's not even the Devasanti. It's just that the fact that a scout unit can just, when you're trying to push into him, obviously, like he could just spot everything that you got. Right now, my RCs are just trying their best to hold this side of the map, but not for long, because they can just spawn in units whenever they like. Especially with vehicles, and for me, my vehicles are fairly limited. So right now, spawned a Guardian just to help with the T-15, only for me to realize that, or forget about the fact that autocannon vehicles can actually shoot through smoke, so there goes another 300 points for nothing. And I wonder, this corn guy is trolling. This corn guy is trolling. What is he doing? Yeah, it is kind of true. It is honestly kind of true. What am I doing? I might ask. I'm not even microing. I don't even know how my my RSCs ran out of missiles, and I don't even know what my pack was doing over there. I'm out of range here. Yeah, I'm getting pinged by my teammates because they Gord, what is Gord doing? Yeah, about that. Okay, anyways, well, the good news is that we finally managed to clear out after a significant amount of time and effort. We did finally manage to, and also units. You know, we lost a bunch of units. Finally clearing them out, at least the T-15, and he's gonna spawn in more. So it's always a losing fight for you, you know. Also with the Osprey, I don't know. That was probably a me issue, you know. We don't think too much about it. And yeah. This is what I think. Something that's just not really suggested when you try to play this side of the map. So it took us probably, you know, 20 more minutes, 10 more minutes of fighting in this spawn for me to realize that maybe it's a bad idea when they can reinforce so easily, and for me it takes so much effort. And eventually, let's skip a little. I actually didn't lose that much units, but not a lot happened this time. I decided that it would be a wonderful call to just run away. Run away, go to somewhere else. You know, find another place on the map to actually do something about it. And I thought that, well, what better location would it be than rushing B? So right now, do you see that I have a really big focus on this side of the map, but let's skip it a while longer. Okay, we do spot 2 of his crews. Like, okay, we even lose 2 of my, yeah, I'm so close to their spawn, they can just bomb me and spawn. There's not much I can do about it. And, so it's definitely not a good idea. And they're also open kills and also potentially caps. So if we don't do something about this, getting pinged again, we gotta do something about it fast, because we're gonna lose. So it might be time. Might be time to send it. And that time would be probably now, I suppose. Yeah, that's right. resupply the vehicles, send them into B. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I've been yapping for 34 minutes so far, and okay, well, 07 MML, you took down 2 helis. You had a wonderful career, but thank you for doing everything you could in a deck that didn't have that many points anyways. Yeah, so right now we're just about to send it straight into B. Pincer it from both sides, one from the what's this called, the highway, and the other side from another like small road that our opponent probably didn't spend too much time defending, considering how often we are on the left side of the map. So yeah, we ran into some things here. We spot some supplies. Gonna use a Stryker RV to just take that supply dump out. Keep going. War Pig is actually just hanging out over there. Okay. Meantime, our pincer from the right hand side with a couple rangers inside the dragoons do spot what's that thing called? The guards, murder strokey. Spot another supply dump, just gonna take that one out too. Our opponents managed to grab some helicopters in, so, and unironically, this was actually my only short at the moment. I do need to buy myself some extra short. I only have my STT right now, and thankfully my opponent didn't really realize this at the moment, so I'm just gonna use I'm just gonna keep running, right? I'm gonna keep running. So whatever my opponent stacked over here on this side, like in this tree line over here, over there, I'm gonna make him run into me because I don't want to push him. Like pushing into him is gonna make me very vulnerable to his shenanigans, like his CQC units. Maybe it's his thermal bear. I mean, you know, strong AT like VDV Sturm. I absolutely don't like VDV Sturm, and especially in tree lines because pushing them is an absolute pain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run straight into B and make him to try to come back and defend it. So in the meantime, oh, we actually scouts getting another kill with that, and our Stryker RV in the meantime, you know, as we previously saw a couple S300s fire from that position, we do find 2 of those kills. Fortunately spot another also in the meantime, but at least killing the S300s was pretty much worth it. I'm not sure how many S300s there were in total, but you know, actually did a big amount of damage to their backline at the moment. So right now, I mean, there's a lot going on the map. I can't cover everything, but there are a couple units inside A. I have a bunch of units, like especially this Dragoon right here, and also the War Pig that's coming in with a couple RCs. Yeah, we basically skipped their entire army, you know, like going around this entire time kind of helped us just skip around the map and then just not go through with the fight. And as a result, we're currently in their walls right now. We're in their walls. We didn't take the shortcut. We took the long way around, and yeah, we met the least amount of resistance. And it's only going to be even better for us at the moment because I have a Buka. And the Booker, obviously not really a strong vehicle against tanks or anything, but when it comes to tearing apart units that are not being microed or just an IV, yeah, they do an extremely well job at doing so. So right now, whatever these reinforcements are for, they're just getting torn apart by the Booker's 50mm cannon. And then the RC is just gonna eventually take out the SSOs that are inside of B-cap, and finally, after probably 10 minutes of doing nothing, jerking off, and doing wacky stuff, we finally managed to take B. It's kind of funny. And well, remember the part where I said that there was actually a fantastic vehicle flank this match? Here you have it. We're in their backline with the Stryker RV, just gonna smoke up right here because there are 2 Typhoon VDVs up there, and we have the same speed, so we would actually, if they can shoot me, I better smoke up because I'm gonna be running at the grads anyways. So if we take out maybe not our opponent's entire backline, but still a significant amount of units, and boom, that was a really big, I don't know, backline snipe that we managed to do with the help of the Stryker RV. thank you so much, Stryker. You will be missed, but for now, we probably have to deal with the next push, and that is our opponent's revenge, or reinforcing units, because we're definitely not holding A with this. Not with the Guardian around, not with anything, because they still have the Elsa in the tree line, so whatever we try to do here, it's probably not going to work out for us. But the good news is that we have, like, I don't know how many caps it is. 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay, out of the, what, 9 caps, we have 7 of them. So, yes, it is kind of an issue when our opponent has guys kind of pushing. Like, this is the moto, guards moto guy that was playing for B and kind of got swamped, and then also the BDV motor guy who's also trying to reinforce B. So right now, we're kind of holding them here. It turned out to be kind of a, I think, kind of a cushion. There's a big missile coming in, and oh, well, more like seed, and then yeah, also a nuke, also a big fat nuke. The good news for us is that this nuke went for B, not A. So it was pretty good news to us that, hey, sure, you can have B, alright? You can have B. You know what? Just take B anyways. I didn't need it. And, for us right now, with 2 minutes left on the clock, there's only one thing else, more to do, and that would be to hold A as much as possible. B, you know what? Screw it. That's fine. Like, look at the amount of caps we have. We have, like, if they have 3, we have 3. We're still gonna get, like, what, +3 eventually? Maybe. Okay, maybe it's not ticking anymore. I think, yeah, this is from last patch, so you wouldn't really know if it's gonna tick forward, but I think it eventually does. And maybe this is at least with combined effort from the left side of the map and the right side of the map, we have managed to take back a lot of the caps that were initially not ours. And with 1 minute left on the clock, it's just, we're just gonna do a bit of air spamming. Maybe not, well, not really lose the planes, but at least call in some seeds, suppress their air, call in some fighters, resupply their packs that are in the back, currently out of supplies. CJ, let's see if he gets anything. Nope. Opponents are really, at least, fairly reactive when it comes to, you know, they're decent opponents, right? So at least they know when to turn their seed off. And in the final moments of the match, it's quite funny because I have nothing on the left flank anymore. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I've spent 35, maybe, yeah, 35 minutes trying to push all the way across to the highway, only for the advantage to, like, to use that advantage as maybe some kind of leverage to get into B and even get a good flank off of them. And, you know, sometimes that's enough. That's enough to maybe pull the game off. We're just gonna goof around a little bit with the Raptor. Not much happened here. And that is it. After neutralizing their KD score thingy. And we got a really big win, at least in terms of Elo. I think this was before, yeah, this was before the Elo, like, the double Elo bug got fixed, so in reality we would get about 37, so I think that would still count for, like, I don't know, high heist maybe. And, oh, look at that big, fat, juicy Stryker. I'm screenshotting right now, that's why my screen's not moving. Oh, look at that, 3 S300s, that is nice, but yeah, like, sometimes, you know, it is annoying because in Russia, your backline is way more prone to US shenanigans, and that's exactly what we did this time. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Elo Heist. It was, in fact, a success. Maybe you can ask me why I ended up being 2900s, and I would tell you that it's because I had a couple bad games, but maybe I'll feature them next time. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Take care, and bye-bye.